noticed that the editor has said it's time for our report card. And he sent me 10 names. So we've got lots of work to do on this report card. So let's just start. He said 7 Indians, 3 New Zealanders. I'll tell you right at the start, this was one of the best limited over series for India. I know there was one meltdown, but largely so many positives. And you'll see that reflected in this report card. So let's start. Let's start with Mana Rayudu Garu. Rayudu Garu made 190 runs at 63. Really had one failure. He didn't have much to do, a couple of not outs, and then that fantastic innings in the last one day. We keep saying about Ambati Rayudu, he gives you what you want of him, and more days than not, he will deliver. So, how much for Ambati Rayudu? He gets 8 out of 10, Ambati Rayudu. Then let's move on. MS Dhoni. Now, MS Dhoni only batted twice. So how do you judge Dhoni as a batsman? Well, one of those was just, he didn't have much to do. He got a great ball from Trent Boult. One innings, everyone thought, some of us included, that maybe India should have got another 20. But he scored at a strike rate well in excess of 100 and he made a 49. So I'm actually going to judge Dhoni partly as a batsman, largely as a keeper. There might have been a catch or two going down here and there, but his work close to the stumps was as good as it's ever been. The run-outs, that magnificent stumping of Ross Taylor, those hands are moving as quickly as ever. And remember that conversation with Kuldeep Yadav getting the wicket of Trent Boult? Dhoni did everything that was asked of him as a keeper. I'm going 8 out of 10 as well for MS Dhoni, largely as a keeper, partly as a batsman. Then Shikhar Dhawan. What did Shikhar Dhawan do? He made 188 runs. He got 2 half centuries. He scored at a strike rate of 82. Couple of times the conditions were good, couple of times not so good. He didn't quite go on to play that wow defining innings that he tends to do once a series. And so 7.5. 7 was a good series for India. 7.5 for Shikhar Dhawan. Right then, Rohit Sharma, captain in the last 2 games, still kept giving India opening partnerships with Shikhar Dhawan. Made 169 but a strike rate of 72. With Rohit Sharma, the bar in one-day cricket is higher than it is for most. It is almost as high as Kohli, often as high as Kohli. So you measure Rohit Sharma against Rohit Sharma. And by that standard, he probably got a 6 in this series. Then Hardik Pandya came back in and quickly showed just how much India needed from him. Wellington, last one-day international, I think he turned the match around with that really quick 45. But I was more interested in seeing whether he can slot in as a regular bowler. And to my mind, he did that as well. So Hardik Pandya got 4 wickets, bowled 21 overs, batted a strike rate of 145, was excellent in the field as usual. Hardik Pandya gets 8 out of 10. And he's a key member of that World Cup squad. Then the 2 bowlers, India bowled so well. Yajwendra Chahal bowled 41 overs, by the way. 9 wickets at an economy rate of 5.34. Remember, there's a bit of a cloud about Chahal. He'd lost his place because Jadeja was in, because Hardik Pandya wasn't there. His numbers was coming down slightly. Chahal did everything the captain could have asked of him in this series. He kept tossing the ball up. None of the batsmen were picking his wrong ones. So how much should Yajwendra Chahal get? 8 out of 10. And there's a reason it's 8 and not a little more, because our next contender, our next entry on the report card had a fantastic series. Mohammad Shami, 9 wickets, economy rate 4.75, strike rate 19. He got man of the match twice, was player of the series. Mohammad Shami did much more than just take the new ball. He gave Virat Kohli, India's captain of the World Cup, the option of playing him and Bumrah, the option of playing him as a third seamer. He bowled the Yorker, he bowled the bouncer, he bowled the slow ball, he bowled the swinger. Shami did everything. Shami gets 9 out of 10. Now, 3 New Zealanders. We'll start with the captain. It was a bit inexplicable. People who watch this program have seen me realize that I hold Kane Williamson in very, very high regard. Now, what did he do? He made 162 runs at a strike rate of 70. Maybe that was the reason he got out in unusual ways. I got the feeling that Kane Williamson was not himself. He was trying to maybe force the pace at strange times sometimes. Maybe he was a little burdened by something. He still delivered 162 runs in 5 innings. But this was not the Kane Williamson that we knew. By his own standards, then Kane Williamson only got a 5 as a player in this series. Then Martin Guptill. He's always one player the opposition looks at and says, if this man gets going, he's got a double in a one-day internationals, he scores big hundreds, Don't let Martin Guptill get going. What did India do? India did not let Martin Guptill get going. I don't know. Martin Guptill wasn't there in this series. There's someone answering to that name that turned up in the series. He looked a bit like Guptill, but it wasn't Guptill. 47 runs, average of 11.75. How much would Guptill give himself? If he gives himself 3, I'll give him a 2. That leaves Trent Boult, strong contender with Mohammad Shami for the Player of the Tournament, Player of the Series award. He swung the ball, angled it away, bowled bouncer, bowled in tremendous rhythm. He was fairly consistently over 140 and he was always threatening. Once bowled all 10 overs at a stretch to pick up 5. What did he do? He got 12 wickets at an economy rate of 3.92. Does he get a 9 or a 9.5? 9 or a 9.5 as a bowler? He did everything that could be asked of him. 9. Him and Shami, 9 apiece. So there you are. That's the report card that the editor sent me. What do you think? Why don't you send in your response to @QuickBuzz and tell us what your mark should be?